Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. You have Alyssa Corum here, and I'm joined by Ken Shreve. And it was another strong day in the market. Ken, why don't you go ahead and give us a preview of the couple of stocks we're going to be checking in on? Oh, we got you on mute. But we're going to be taking a look at Adobe as well as
Costco. Very strong July sales at Costco. And we'll also take a look at Franco-Nevada, which reported strong earnings, but it's retesting a buy point here.
Perfect. But first, we got to check in on the major indexes with the Nasdaq gaining over 1% today, powering higher and closing above that 11,000 mark for the first time ever. We also have the S&P 500 and Dow closing up over 0.6% each today. And just when you think that this market is ready for a little bit of a pause, we just power higher. So pretty impressive.
Yeah, no doubt. It's 7 straight gains for the Nasdaq. And if you've been listening to IBD Live recently, we've been talking a lot about this upper channel line and how the Nasdaq has, anytime it gets close to this upper channel line, it pulls back. So we're pretty much at that level right now, especially after seven straight gains. So it was kind of an interesting day. There were a lot of growth stocks that sold off after Goldman Sachs said a lot of these, stocks that have been rallying due to improved business regarding the coronavirus outbreak. A lot of these stocks could sell off once a vaccine comes out. So we saw a lot of selling in a lot of growth stocks, but still a strong day for the Nasdaq.
Yes, indeed. And let's flip on over to Adobe, ticker ADBE in the not enterprise software, but in the design software space, gaining over 3% today, extending its gains. And we're going to check in on the weekly chart here. You can see it rebounding after a couple of weeks looking like it hugged that 10-week line. Now looking like it's rebounding from that level with a bit of conviction this week.
Yeah, this is a classic first test of the 10-week moving average for Adobe. And, Adobe was among a group of just high quality, large cap tech stocks that really rallied strongly today. Facebook and Apple, two others. But I would say that Adobe is, anytime a stock comes down and tests its 10-week line for the first time after a breakout and finds support, it puts the stock in an alternate buy zone. And I would say that Adobe, it might be 6 or 7% above its 10-week moving average, but it still looks actionable here on a pretty good convincing case of support.
Yeah, it looks like it's about 7% or
7%.
so. But yes, we love these rebounds off of the 10-week line after a breakout. And I mean, Adobe broke out, all the way back in late April, early May. And it's been a strong stock over the long term as well. Just steady gains over the last couple of years when it pivoted to that software as a service model, continuing to turn in strong numbers. So definitely one to watch. And elsewhere, we've been talking about Costco. It was our stock of the day when it cleared that 331 level, and it's just been able to extend its gains. It's good. We talked about how on IBD Live, it's good to have a mix in your portfolio. You don't want to have all those high octane, young high flyer software names. Something like this can maybe balance out your portfolio a bit.
Yeah, no doubt. And I know you guys talked about Costco earlier this week on this video when it broke out, but it's still inside the 5% buy zone, not by much, but the numbers were pretty strong at Costco earlier today. July sales up 14%. That was nice acceleration from. It was like 11% growth in June. Their e-commerce sales up 75%, and even just as impressive, same-store sales in the U.S. up 13.3%. So strong numbers across the board at Costco, and it's hard to believe just in the month of July alone, they did. $13 billion or $15 billion in sales. So it's just huge numbers at Costco.
Yeah, they do put out those monthly numbers and potentially a catalyst for the stock. And we've seen it continue to extend those gains after this breakout. Like you mentioned, still within that 5% buy zone, even though the chart is showing this as the pivot, we're focusing on this. And so you don't want to be chasing a stock, but if you're using that 331 level as your pivot, still actionable there. And last but not least, speaking of buy zones, we saw Franco-Nevada pulling back into its 5% buy zone today, declining about 2.5%, but finding support at this 21-day moving average there.
Yeah, everybody's been talking about gold stocks, and there are a lot of, a lot of, not, I shouldn't say a lot, but a couple of high quality gold stocks. I would call Franco-Nevada one of them. This is not a gold producer. What they do is they collect royalties from gold mines that they have a piece of. So the numbers were pretty good at Franco-Nevada. Revenues up, you can see down at the bottom of the screen, revenues up 15% to 195.4 million. That was a little bit of a slowdown from the prior quarter where they saw 34% growth. So normally deceleration isn't a good thing, but the 195.4 was about 25 million above the consensus estimate. So it was a nice big sales beat. I just want to look at this chart because this is just a classic example of what a stock looks like when it retests a buy area. And it was kind of a
Mhm.
sharp decline for FNV today, but you can see it's still holding above that 152.80 buy point. And like you said, it closed just above its 21-day moving average. So this is a strong enough stock where I wouldn't be surprised to see it firm up here. And this stock would be actionable again if it just starts to rise with conviction. And
Mhm.
still want to stay in that 5% buy zone, but this is just a classic retest of a buy area here.
Right. And a very good point in that we do see quite a few stocks pulling back into their buy zones after breaking out. The key is you want to make sure that it's not too much heavy volume or too big of a price decline.
Right.
Ideally, it's a gentle pullback, but we did see Franco Nevada finding some support that coincided with the 21-day line. And like you said, it's a good one to keep an eye on. So we will continue to watch it with gold and silver continuing to be in the headlines, Ken.
Yeah, I mean, keep your focus on the highest quality stocks in a group, and Franco Nevada is definitely in that category. And like I said, it's a strong enough stock where I wouldn't be surprised to see it start to firm up right around this buy area.
All right, good stuff. Well, that wraps it up for today, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. You can be sure the conversation will continue tomorrow morning on IB Live. It's been a big couple of weeks of earnings and lots of stocks presenting new actionable opportunities. So tune in tomorrow morning for IBD Live, our daily morning live stream where our experts are sharing their screens, breaking down the day's news and actionable stocks over at investors.com/IBD Live. All right, everyone. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.